everyone, welcome to Artyshils Art by Shilpa, Lalit, and welcome to this brand new episode of Let's Chat with me. This brand new episode of Let's Chat is very special. That's because over here I have my absolutely amazing and wonderful friend Vinita here with me. So just in case you don't know Vinita, Vinita is an amazing artist herself and she dabbles in various mediums, right from watercolors to mandala art to wash, you just name it, she just specializes in most of the mediums. So today in this episode we will have a special interview with her and I'm super excited to grill her with some amazing questions and share this interview with you. So first of all, I would like to ask Vinita, are you excited or are you nervous, or how are you feeling to be here with me in this questionnaire?
I feel like I've gone a decade back and I'm up for a viva, but yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, it's not going to be a viva, it's going to be absolute fun. I have my mobile over here and I have all my questions over here, and in the end we are also going to have a rapid fire. So if you're a beginner artist or if you're a seasoned artist, no matter what kind of artist you are going to find this interview helpful. So without taking any more of your time, let's dive into this. Okay, so my very first question to you, Vinita, is where are you from and how does that affect your art? From where you're from, that thing.
Okay, I'm from India, and as we all know, India is a very culturally rich country. So somewhere in our culture, somewhere in the nature itself, we have so much inspiration. So for example, when I started with mandala, it was something that we are traditionally doing. We do rangolis, we do columns. So it was a super normal transition, but I didn't know the intricacies of mandalas when I started, but I knew that this was something that I've seen ever since I was a child. That inspires me a lot. Our culture and where I belong from definitely kind of inspires the art I do.
Yes, and if you've not checked her mandalas, you have to check them out on Instagram or on her website. She does absolutely brilliant work with mandalas, and not only that, she's constantly sharing a lot of challenges and contests over there around mandalas. So you definitely have to follow her. I will put the link on the screen and in the description box below. Okay, so now that we know where you're from and how does that place inspire you, what are the other elements that you find around you, or what are the other things that you really get inspired by?
I would say nature. I personally love painting flowers. So even when I'm going out, I'm constantly trying to click pics of all the natural beauty around me. So I think that is predominantly seen in my works as well. Whenever I'm doing watercolors, it's mainly something about the nature. Still like flowers and all, but yeah, that flowers inspire me. In terms of my artistic creativity, I have done a whole series as well on flowers and mandalas together, so I try to add that to what I'm doing. But yeah, I think it's the nature in general.
I know that flowers are your big inspiration because I do know that you know the name, the scientific names of each and every flower. Along with you, she had these fat books, like coffee table books of all the flowers as well. So she's like literally absolutely obsessed. And on that note, we would like to share something very exciting that you just don't want to miss. Vinita, would you like to share something about that?
Alright, so we are launching our first ever collab course. We are going to explore flowers in two beautiful mediums, acrylics. We have an expert here, and watercolors, and so it's a beginner friendly class, so you can join in, you can explore both the mediums and figure out which one works for you, or even learn new things while you're at it. So you may be an expert in one medium and you want to just dabble your hand in the other one, and you can just join in and be a part of the fun journey.
Yes, I'm super excited to have this collab workshop at Artyshils Art Academy with none other than ThatCrazyDoodler, and I'm very excited how the entire class has turned out to be. There are so many details about acrylics we are sharing, and she is sharing about watercolors, and we are taking you through the entire journey in such a way that you are absolutely gonna thorough those two mediums while creating the flowers that we are sharing. And in the end, of course, you will have some absolutely beautiful paintings in your hand with two different mediums, watercolors and acrylics. And if you would like to join that class, definitely check out the link in the description box below. Okay, Vinita, since I said earlier that you specialize in so many different mediums, right from working with pens, watercolors, wash, acrylics, you just name it, you do it all. So if you had to just choose one medium that you could take with you in a deserted island and nothing else, what medium will that be?
I guess it would be watercolors. I'm assuming since it's an island, the water would be there. So I'd be, it would be watercolors. I mean, I love all the mediums, and like you said, I keep kind of dabbling from one to another, it challenges my brain. So sometimes what happens is you're stuck to a medium, you go on painting in it, and after that you need a little bit of challenge. So when I switch from watercolors to say an opaque medium like wash or acrylics, it kind of helps, because you're so obsessed with a certain set of techniques and they totally change when the medium changes. So that really helps, and that's the reason I kind of switch between the mediums. But yeah, if I have to stick with one, I guess it would be watercolors.
That sounds great. And if you had to choose which brand of watercolors, if you would like to share with the audience, because it's always an obsession that which watercolor you're using, which acrylics you're using. So which is your favorite brand of watercolors that you would like to share?
Absolutely Daniel Smith. I am a brand educator for Daniel Smith watercolors, and I've been with this brand for almost close to 3 years now, and it's beautiful.
Okay, just a fun question now. What is your favorite time to create? Because I see that you're literally online all the time. Like if you don't know, Vinita has a full-time job. She's an engineer and she works a 9 to 5 as well. But then she's up at 2 o'clock at night as well painting, and she's like literally never sleeping at all. So when is your favorite time to paint, and like can you explain a little bit about how you manage so much in your life? Oh, by the way, she has a little kid as well. I forgot to ask.
Okay, so that used to be me 6 months ago, correction, because I used to stay up late back when Z is my daughter. So now she goes to school. So back when she wasn't going to school, I had that liberty of staying up late and doing stuff. And I used to, I'm a night owl, so I prefer, I'm somebody who would like rather stay up till 4 a.m. than wake up at 4 a.m. if I have flight to catch at 4 a.m. So I prefer creating at night time, but that routine has changed since she joined school. Since we have to wake up early, I try to sneak in some time in the early mornings instead now, because we have light, and if I have to shoot videos and all, that's a better time than at night. So I try to wrap up my stuff earlier before she wakes up, and then we are into the routine of school, office and all. So I'm not online all the time like she says, but yeah, I kind of have some notifications on for all the key people I follow. So if there's something that comes up, I do respond. But
that's a good idea.
Yeah, but I figured out that ever since Reels started, all of us must have been down that rabbit hole. So I figured out if you start watching Reels, you get stuck. You tend to lose time, and that kind of doesn't really help with your productivity. It's a nice way to unwind. It's a nice way to just forget everything and just watch it. But since I have limited time, I really cut down on the time that I spend on online, so that has helped me in a way to get some time otherwise. But yeah, I mostly like shoot on weekends, because then I have a little bit more time. If you're not going out and all, I do that. But otherwise it's mornings that I create more now.
So basically control the time that you have.
Exactly. So this is something I look forward to. So I don't think of it as an extra work, to be honest. I enjoy painting. So if so the time that I'm getting, that's my me time. So I really look forward to it and I really enjoy it, and that's the reason I'm able to carve out that time somehow from the day.
I mean, really hats off to you, the way you manage everything, and I don't know if I should call it like best part or worst part, but you make it seem so effortless. So you definitely have to check her out on Instagram to understand how effortless she makes everything look like. The time management, it's like is her.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It's more because, like I said, I have limited time. So I know that if I have an hour for me, I know that I have to use it. There are days when I'm not able to create anything, and that's fine as well. I'm not saying that you have to do something good in that 1 hour, but the important thing is doing something. It may not be Instagram worthy, it may not be to your liking, but doing something in that 1 hour, I think it really helps you stay sane. Yeah, sanity.
True. I'm getting some inspiration right now. So if you are inspired by what she just shared, let us know in the comment section below, because this is definitely inspiring my head right here. Okay, so with that being said, you juggle both the things. That you juggle a job and you juggle a very successful career as an artist as well. So that means art is very important to you, right?
Definitely.
So how do you think that art makes a difference to the society? Because we get a lot of people who say that they don't have the support of their family, or they want to move forward with their art because their family doesn't feel that art is that important. So how do you really feel that art makes a difference and it is important to the society?
It is definitely important, and I kind of get it from where, I mean, I know that in India at least, people still don't consider this as a viable career option, because they think that being an artist means, you know, creating paintings and selling them. So there's still that mindset of the person clad in kurta with a bag, and you know, when you think of writers, poets or artists, you think of these. But times have changed, right? It's not the same, and especially in the last 2 years, I feel, when we were in the pandemic, when we were stuck at our home, you did rely on artists, right? In some or the other form. A lot of people became artists. They took up the hobby that they had left at some point because they had more time, and they started painting, they started writing, they started singing, guitar. So all these things are an art form, right? So it really, art is what keeps you sane. Art is what is, you know, cutting you off from this whole reality that we live in. So I believe, at least especially in the last 2 years, when mental health took such a toll because of all that was happening around us, I think we took some sort of consolation or respite through art, and I think that's what has kept us going. For me at least, it really, there was a time when I lost my dog and I was like super depressed, and I remember you telling me that just pick up the brush and paint. I couldn't, but then the moment I started painting, I realized that, okay, this is sort of a trance that I needed, this is sort of the flow that I needed, and I think art is the only thing that can help you with that. And I'm not saying just painting, it could be anything, music, cooking is an art, makeup is an art, any sort of art form that, you know, that kind of disconnects you from the reality that you live in is so important. So yes, very important for society.
Yeah, that's very, very well put together. And I completely back that. I completely second that. It helps us be sane, and it's kind of a meditation as well. If you indulge in that art, you so much dive into that moment that you cannot do any other way in any other work. So yes, I just second everything she said. So Vinita, I see that, you know, you are constantly creating something or the other. You're constantly working on something or the other. It doesn't matter what it is. Just the process of creation is constantly there. So what really motivates you to create? Because, you know, after you are done with your job, won't you just want to just lie down like this in front of your TV and watch a channel or just scroll? Like, what really motivates you to leave all that and just, you know, spend your time creating?
It's like I said, it's something I look forward to. So I don't think of it as another chore, like maybe doing dishes. It's not a work for me. It's something I look forward to because I kind of enjoy the whole process, and it may really not be Instagram worthy. It may not be something that is for a commission, for example. It may just be simple doodles, but I try
that
to
is very important.
Yeah, I try to do something or the other every day because that keeps me going. And it's practice, right? Even if it's a simple doodle, you're trying to continue your practice, and that really helps. I remember I had attended this workshop by a very famous artist, Professor, and somebody there asked him, what should I do to paint at that level? He was like super chill about it. He also had an exhibition going on at that point. So he showed us all his paintings, and he would just let us pick any of the painting, and he would say, okay, let's try this out. And he would break it down into very simple steps. So at that point, somebody asked, what do I need to do to reach that level? And he said, simple, do 25 sketches a day. So I haven't been able to do 25 sketches a day, and by that he didn't mean proper full-blown artworks or anything. Anything that you see, like a chair in front of you or a pen in front of you, anything that you see in front of you, just try to sketch it out. And it need not be a very separate kind of exercise. Most of the times you're on a call and you are, doodling stuff. It's in our nature. We don't really, do it on purpose, consciously. We're just doing stuff like that. So that kind of struck with me because I knew that if I had to improve, I had to do it daily. And it wasn't a task for me. I was enjoying the process, doing it daily. So I think, it's mainly because I look forward to it, and that kind of motivates me to just do it. And there's a state that you achieve, like when you are painting something, you realize that in the middle of it, you're just disconnected. You are not really like thinking about all the problems or worries or anything. You're just concentrated on how that painting is turning out. And I enjoyed that state of trance, you can say. But yeah, I really enjoyed that process, and I think that's what keeps me going, motivates me to pick up the brush every day or pen every day.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, so as you said that you draw and paint every day, right? And you are not doing, like, as you said, it should not be like Instagram worthy. You're not doing for that purpose. You just, you enjoy the process and you learn a lot from that process, and that is all your main goal. So my next question is, how do you define success as an artist? Because you know, there's so many people are getting affected because they connect their success with the number of followers on Instagram, right? And that's totally not how being an artist works, or that is not what an artist is. What Instagram numbers and an artist are two different things, right? So how do you define success as an artist?
Yeah, I mean, I feel what he said is the mentality that has built up over the past few years when social media took prominence. So people think that if you have a certain number of followers, then you're successful. Those followers may not really convert into anything for that matter. Like, if you, how do you measure a success? By saying that, okay, I sold this painting for this much money, or I put up a stall and I sold this much. It's not really how you measure the success as an artist. That is a financial success that you're talking about. But I believe it's very important to disconnect that sort of validation. I know we all seek validation. We all need those likes and somebody saying, "Oh, your painting is nice." That's all. I mean, something that we're all looking for. But I feel it's very important to disconnect that with the notion of success. I think it's more like when I see my work today, I know that I've come a long way. I know that I'm much better in terms of the techniques I use, in terms of what I see in front of me, than I was, say, like 3 or 4 years ago. To me, that's success. I think I have succeeded as an artist in terms of growing as an artist. I know that I'm slightly better than what I was yesterday, and that really is important, because otherwise you tend to, if you get into this thing of validation, we'll constantly be comparing, oh, why am I not getting this many likes? That's a third-party platform. It's not under your control. There's no way you can control the algorithm of Instagram. So people may not even be seeing your work. For example, all these senior artists, I don't think they bother about what's going on Instagram. They'll be putting up like 1 or 2 paintings and they'll just forget about it. So I think it's really important for us to disconnect this notion of success with the number of followers or likes, etc. As an artist, especially if you are doing it for just as a relaxation or as a hobby artist especially, it's important that you see the growth in your paintings. You see how you have how you've become better over the years, and that only you can judge. I mean, I'm not a judge for how your paintings have grown over the years, so you can see the differences. For me, I have seen how my mandalas were, say, 5 years back when I started this page versus what it's now. I know a lot more. I know how to implement them, and that to me is success.
Yeah, that's true. We really cannot measure our success with the number of likes or the number of followers that we have on Instagram or on any other social media. We really have to, be a judge of if we are moving forward with the amount of work that we are putting in or not. So that's what really matters. So with that being said, let's move on to the next question, and that is that does being an artist or does art help you in any other aspect of your life?
I think it helps me stay calm. Like Shilpa said, it's sort of a meditation for me. So even though I might have a stressful day, I mean, in general, the notion of IT is that it's super stressful, it's super hard work and all. But I personally, I enjoy my day job as well. That's the reason I haven't really quit it, because I enjoy the work I'm doing. But at times it can get too much work with the kids. Some days the kids are in a bad mood. So in times like these, I feel that art helps me stay calm and stay sane, which is really important with kids. But yeah, I think really it helps in retaining that sense of calm, the sense of being able to go through the day, because you know that there's something in art that will help you stay sane.
Yeah, that's right. It definitely does, because you know what, in my life as well, when I'm not creating, my husband just knows with the kind of mood that he sees on me. So he's always like, why don't you just go and create some painting?
Just relax.
Just chill out. Okay, so now the last and very, very important question. How do you develop your skill as an artist? We all want to grow. We all want to get to that next level. But sometimes we're constantly looking at some artists who are really amazing in compared to where we are right now, and we're constantly comparing, and we would like to be there where they are. So how do you really grow as an artist?
I think the key to it is practice, because no matter how good you are, you still need to practice. Like, you could be the best artist in the world, but I don't think they stop practicing at any point. Like, they continue to practice. So I think that's really important. And like, initially when you're starting out, I would say don't stress too much on the materials. Specifically for watercolors, I do say invest in paper, but that's about it. A lot of people think that when you see Instagram, everybody's sharing those fancy art materials and all that, you think that's what makes them good artists, but that's not true. I mean, these are tools that help you with the process, but when you are an artist, the basic techniques, etc., you have to learn them. So I think when you're starting out, or even when you're good at it, make sure that you're still learning. Never let that thing stop. Like, once the learning stops, I believe you stop growing. So you have to keep learning, you have to keep evolving, and just don't worry too much. And even the comparison part, I feel, yeah, at times I would have, I mean, when I was starting out, I wanted to be like a certain artist, and then in that process, you kind of imbibe that style in you. And I think it's better to have your own set of processes. You need not develop your own style. I don't know what my own style is yet, but I know that like when I was starting out, for example, I was doing mandalas. I knew that I loved watercolor, so I tried to mix them together, and now I know that I have a certain kind of mandala watercolor style that I have developed over the years. But I don't tend to compare it with anyone, because I know that for me it is important that how my process has evolved over the years, and how how I've grown as an artist. And for that, I think it goes back to practicing, making sure that you're consistent at what you're doing every day.
Yes, consistency is definitely the key. The more you work on your art, or no matter what style of painting, right from pencil sketching, mandala, acrylic, watercolor, the more you work, the more you grow. So practice is the key. Giving that time, giving that effort into that work, of course, that's the key. Okay, so thanks a lot, Vinita. Those were some amazing answers by you, and I really hope that you all will find those answers helpful. If you have some more questions from Vinita, let us know in the comment section below, and we will definitely get back with that. So with that being said, this interview is over right now with all those questions, but not yet. Let's take a few seconds to grill Vinita with a rapid fire round. And in this rapid fire round, I will be saying one word, and Vinita has to just answer quickly without thinking at all. Not really one word, I can use 2 words as well, but she doesn't get time to think, and she just has to reply as quick as possible. Otherwise, she's out. So I'll be saying 10 words, and you just have to quickly reply. Whatever comes to your mind first.
What do I get if I win? I get a coffee hamper or something. Like, this does feel like coffee with currant, so do I get a coffee hamper?
Yeah, I have some black coffee that you will really not like. And Vinita loves chai. I would have loved to offer you chai, but then I don't even have chai ka patila. I don't have sugar. I don't even have chai patti because I don't drink.
Thank you for the depression. But
I made yummy pav bhaji. If you answer question correctly, you'll get pav bhaji from me.
Okay, so in case I don't answer, she's gonna let me go without giving me pav bhaji.
No, फिर I'll make you do some घर के काम.
Okay.
If you don't answer correctly. Anyways, so I really hope that you don't want to do some घर के काम. So let's concentrate.
Yes, concentrate.
Okay, so let's get started. And my first word is acrylic paints.
Thick.
Instagram.
Tedious.
Brushes.
Artyshils.
Canada.
Cold.
Flowers.
Paint.
Favorite sketchbook.
That's tricky. Oh, come on. There are too many. I mean, just in my defense, I have this big box full of sketchbooks, and I have absolutely every possible sketchbook that is there. So it's tricky. I mean, when you said sketchbook, I was just thinking it's so many sketchbooks. But I would say the Echo one that I'm using right now. It's the latest favorite.
Favorite color.
Pink.
India.
What?
Watercolor artist.
Me.
Yes. Inspiration.
So many. I mean, it's hard to name a few, but so many.
So that is all, we are done with all the questions, we're done with the rapid fire, and I'm so happy to announce you win pav bhaji made by me. So if you want to ask how the pav bhaji tasted, follow her on Instagram and send her a DM.
Alright, I'll be waiting for those DMs.
Yes. So with that being said, thank you so much for being over here. Thank you so much for being a part of this entire interview. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I would love to bring more Let's Chat episodes for you. So with that being said, we would like to take your leave right here. So till we see you next time, bye and happy creating. And yes, before we leave, don't forget to check out the collab workshop with Vinita and me at Artyshils Art Academy, where you will get to paint absolutely beautiful flowers using acrylic paints and
watercolors.
So yes, do check out the link in the description box below. So with that, we will see you next time. Till then, bye and happy painting. Bye. She's constantly having various contests and what
Challenge.
Yeah, and she's that sounds amazing. Okay, so thanks Vinita. Thanks Vinita.
Thanks, बहुत उपकार किया.
Thanks Vinita. So yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Better.
Okay.
अब बता बोलना क्या है.